Now, once it comes down to people choosing choosing to be surrounded by snakes, users, and deceptive individuals that they know are probably trying to take advantage of them, as opposed to just being by themselves, it all comes down to them being too desperate and afraid of being alone. Now, I'm not um, attacking anybody that doesn't want to be alone, but the fact of the matter is, it's what it says about your characters that you have no self-respect if you would rather be surrounded by a bunch of using ass bitch ass motherfuckers instead of being by yourself. And essentially what you're doing is you're literally gambling. That's what you're doing. You're gambling with your circumstances. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're surrounded by people that you know are trying to take advantage of you, you don't know what extent these people are willing to go. You don't know what extent they're willing to go. You don't know what they're willing to do. You don't know the lengths they're willing to go to take advantage of you. So it would be in your best interest that if it comes down to being, alone or being surrounded by a bunch of snakes, you need to choose being alone. Especially because you choosing the alternative option is probably going to bite you in the ass later. A good example of this would be whenever athletes or celebrity men will they'll become famous or become big, and they'll then magically, when they never had any of these women before in their DMs talking about some hey handsome, um, they'll literally pay these women attention. And what does that do for them? They'll end up like Jonathan Majors, end up like PJ Washington. And the fact of the matter is, especially within black pilled spaces, people will be like, oh well, how do these dudes keep falling for this? And oh, if you weren't getting anything before and you got famous and now they magically want to be with you, how could you not have known this? Well, the fact of the matter is, a lot of times they know and they don't care. Why? Because first of all, the black pilled approach to dating is not realistic for the vast majority of men or people. Most people don't want to be alone. That's just a fact. Regardless of whatever this gender warfare and all this stuff going on, most people do not want to be alone. But like I said, this takes a whole nother turn when your bitch ass would rather be surrounded by snakes than to be by yourself, which is the healthier, better option for you. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe you would rather be surrounded by snakes, and even if you do get taken advantage of, you still wouldn't care. But the fact of the matter is, man, this stuff is all about self-respect. It's all about self-respect, man. You have to do what's best for you. Don't gamble with your circumstances, because that's what a lot of these athletes and whatnot do. Especially people that be like, oh, if I got rich and shit, I know I wasn't getting anything before, but if I become athlete or some famous dude, um, I would just smash as many quote unquote baddies as I can. It's like, bro, you don't even want to be doing that. You don't even want to be doing that because why would you even gamble in the first place? Because if I was some dude that, I'm just a regular guy and now I become famous, now magically you got all these insta baddies and models in my DMs and they're talking about some hey handsome, most if not all of them are getting blocked instantly. Because I don't even want to have sex with them. I don't want to gamble like that with my career and my success. But the reason as to why these motherfuckers do this is because it's not realistic. The black pilled approach is not realistic for them. They don't care if they have a very good chance of getting fucked up from their bad decisions. Learn from the mistakes of other people, bro. Especially men. With the example that I gave, learn from the mistakes of other men. I mean, you see some dudes, some upcoming athlete about to make it. He signs a $300 million contract, and then he goes and gets some Insta baddie pregnant that wasn't even paying attention to him before he signed the contract with all that money, and now he's complaining, oh, I can't see my child, and she's keeping, shut your bitch ass up, man. We don't feel bad for you because I don't feel bad for you because you're making the same mistake over and over and over again. It's a pattern. You got poor dick control, poor self control, and poor self respect. This the issue, man. You're telling like people be like, oh well, this is the problem. They don't even care if they are with a person that they know is just trying to take advantage of. That's how desperate and afraid they are being alone. They don't care. So when y'all in the manosphere spaces, the black pill space, you be like, oh, how do these dudes keep falling for this? Because they're fucking retarded. But most of all, they have no self respect. Because here's the issue, right? If you're a dude that's like an athlete or whatever, right, and you know no woman were checking for you before, and obviously if you sign this big contract and all of a sudden you got all these models and all these beautiful women in your DMs, this isn't rocket science. You know what the hell they're there for. So don't turn this into something difficult. So obviously they're trying to take advantage of you. Now that they're trying to take advantage of you, you don't know the lengths that they'll go. Like I said before, you don't know if they're willing to pop the condom and receive a guaranteed child support bag for the rest of their life, or however many years it lasts. You don't know if they're willing to file a false rape allegation. That's another thing. That's what poor, especially in that world of Hollywood, or that world where just in general, when you have a lifestyle or you're living a life where you have access to a lot of women that the average dude doesn't. You can't just be, you need to think with your head, man. You can't just be out here going, just smashing everything you see. You can't be doing that because it's not just getting them pregnant that you have to watch out for. You could be hit with a false rape allegation and that could ruin your whole career. Just don't gamble, bro. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. Do not gamble. If you know there are people, stop. Grow a backbone, get some self-respect. Stop being a bitch. If you find somebody that people that actually care about you, then good on you. But what I'm saying is, do not ever choose. If you're in a situation you have to choose between being alone, being surrounded by snakes, or choose being alone. 20 out of 10 times.